Hey guys, Stewart Schley here for CED Magazine and live from the show at SCTE Cable Tech Expo. So getting more out of fiber networks is a very popular pursuit in today's cable industry. It also happens to be a pursuit that is advanced by this company, All Systems Broadband. I'm here today with the Chief Operating Officer, Sean Fernandez. Sean, thanks for taking some time to be with us today.
Thank you guys for taking the time to meet with us.
And not your first Cable Tech Expo. You've been on this scene for a long time, but it's the first time we've been able to kind of sit down and talk a little bit. So the opening invitation is just to kind of give me the elevator pitch, if you will, on the company and what you're all about.
Sure. Well, first, thank you for taking the time to meet with us. We truly appreciate the exposure, obviously, but also the time that you guys take to come out and meet with us. All Systems Broadband has been around since 2005. We really kind of got our start in audio-video cables, consumables that they use to put broadband service in. And about 4 years ago, we decided and made a strategic change that we wanted to get more into products that we developed, that we saw kind of a need in the marketplace as bandwidth needs and requirements were getting higher and higher every year. Hence the reason we got into fiber optic passives. And the last 4 years have been a whirlwind of products coming out from our research and development team. And it's really been a great marketplace for us to have jumped into.
It wasn't without risk, no business endeavor is, so it was an interesting decision that you guys made. Just drill a bit into that and talk about what you saw happening in the market and made this make sense.
What we saw happening was the continued need for more broadband and more speed and more data to be run down the fiber and the network that was out there. And we reached out to Mike Grice, our Vice President of Product and Development, who came out of Raychem Corporation and then Tyco Electronics. And he was really an expert on fiber optics. And when we brought Mike on, he really brought a breath of fresh air to us and a different look at the network, and said we can really make an impact by developing products that are fit into the existing plant that are out there today, that are more dense, take up less space in a network that's already overbuilt, and really saw a need to be able to take the network to the next level for our customers.
So, Sean, your area of focus is on what we call the passive components within a network. Educate us on what passives are, and then let's talk about a couple of the product specifics that you have today.
Yeah, passives, in a sense, are you have a fiber optic network that is running down and data is running over it 24/7. And as more broadband requirements are needed, more bandwidth is needed, they've developed products that can take the different rays of light, the different spectrums of light, and run different pieces of data down that, different spectrums. So a passive device is just that, it's passive. It doesn't have any electronics in the field that need to be run. It's actually powered from a central office or a head-end. And they can take that data and take a specific wavelength and run different data, run video over it, run internet service over it, run security over a different piece. So they can take the pipe that they've built and get more out of it without having to go back in and put more fiber over the top of it.
And then what are you bringing to bear in that market? What specific products are you sort of focusing on here and in the marketplace at large?
Sure. One of the problems that we saw is that as you overbuilt that network that is already existing and already out there, was that you ran into rack space in central offices and head-ends that were full. You ran into closures and cabinets in the field that were full or near capacity. So we had service providers saying we've got to put new plant in order to accomplish what we want to accomplish. So we really looked at it and said, we think that we can do more of a modular, a very dense product for CWDM, DWDM splitters, whatever that may be in the passive space, and be able to go into that existing plant and fit our products into it to give them the service that they need to expand their networks without having to go to the expense of overbuilding it again. So we came out with what we coined as our HID-4. It's a passive device that's in the head end or in the central office, although it can be deployed in the field. And it has a footprint that is the size of an iPhone 4, which is really good, and really how we came up with it. And we were able to get higher port density, which is a lower cost to the service providers. And we were able to go into existing racks where they were running out of space and fit our products in and give them what they needed in a much smaller area of real estate, so to speak.
Not to give away the secret sauce, which you're not going to do on camera anyway, but how do you make stuff smaller? I mean, what goes into the architecting of that kind of a footprint?
You know, it really has to do with getting more things in little spaces and having really smart engineers that stay awake 24/7 sometimes, worrying and figuring out how are we going to get what we need out of this product in a very small footprint. So we started with the footprint, and we started with the modular pieces that can snap into trays and can really go to any part of the network. It can go in the central office, it can go in cabinets, enclosures, fiber enclosures in the field. And we said, here's the footprint that we want to put this technology in. Engineers figure out how we're going to get that in this. And it is a painstaking process sometimes, but the rewards have been, our customers have been very excited and to see the density that we're able to provide them.
So just talk about that a little bit. What has been the market reception and what are your customers telling you they like or get out of the product set?
You know, the number one thing that we're hearing from our customers is they're excited that we're listening to them, that we're actually going out and collaborating with them and really looking for where is your pain in the network? What's your problem in the network? And then coming back to them with solutions that fit their needs, not the other way around. Not bringing them products that we've designed and developed and said, this is going to be your need, build your network around it. So the feedback that we've gotten has been overwhelmingly positive. And I think it really, we're starting to see the second and third phases of that, in that when the next time comes around, when those customers say, hey, I've got a problem that I need a product designed and solved for, they know who to come to because we listen to them.
It's a pretty neat trick, getting more from existing fiber networks and doing it in a smaller physical footprint. Congratulations on the progress you've made, Sean. Thanks for taking some time to visit with us today. From SCTE Cable Tech Expo 2013, live from the show with All Systems Broadband, I'm Stewart Schley.